Hey, what's up, guys? This is my game against FC Fredrick in the college showcase. If you guys saw my game against WVFC, that was maybe the worst game of the tournament. But this one was probably my best. So, right wing puts in the cross. First touch of the game, I head that back into my striker, and he doesn't do as well with that as he could maybe. Maybe I should be holding a bit more width here to help my six. I win that ball and give it to Wyatt, and his pass is a little bit miscommunicated with my striker. Looking back on that, maybe I should have taken the responsibility and put that header on frame instead of nodding that back into his path. It was just the first touch of the game, and wanted to make it a little more simple. But yeah, just wanted to show this because I was the widest guy left, and now I'm coming inside. I'm marking the biggest guy on the field. Why am I marking the biggest guy on the field? In what world am I marking the biggest guy? I don't know what's going on there, honestly. I guess just because he was the widest, but like, my God. I get that ball here, I lay it back into Wyatt's path. It's a good pass. I continue my run. You guys can't see me. Travis isn't following it with the camera, but yeah, I run inside and throw a step over, go down the line, put a cross in. My right winger, I don't know why he's so wide. He's nowhere to be found. He could have had a really good chance, but had to shoot from a tight angle instead. My striker is also not making the right run, but we have a corner here. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that went out for a throw-in, and I took that throw-in. And that gets popped up by FC Fredrick. My right back doesn't do as well with that as he could. He pushes it out to my right winger. He puts that inside to, I think that's one of my center mids. And, yeah, we're moving that ball over. And now my six gets on the ball. I'm checking a little bit wider. He passes that into my feet. And I come inside and put in an in-swing cross. It's a little bit too low. I need to get more air on that. But now that I'm looking at that, I had enough space. I think I should have just driven inside and had a shot. I think I should have just taken that responsibility. That's something that I specialize in, something I'm very good at. So I don't know why I really hesitated to do it. Maybe because it was so easy to take my line last time I was one-on-one with that defender, but I'm not sure. So I have a corner here, and I swing this in. Really good delivery. It was well defended. I think we should probably get somebody a little bit closer to that. But yeah, that ball gets popped up way in the air, and I'm helping defend that. And I'm able to sort of help push FC Fredrick back and make sure that they can't do anything in terms of a counterattack. So just, bit of defensive work rate. So we got that ball in the middle. You guys can't see me. I'm wide, and I'm getting the ball here. And I have my striker coming forward. I pass it into his feet. Takes a positive first touch. Works an angle over to Caleb, but unfortunately he's offside. So my six gets the ball here. He passes this out to my feet. And now you guys can't see me just yet, really, but I'm driving, and I lay it off to my left back, who pushes it into my center mid, and he loses the ball. It's annoying that Travis isn't following the play with his camera, but it's been like that all season. So now in transition, we've won this ball in the middle, and I'm just starting to check a little bit wider. I take my touch through this guy's legs because he's advancing really fast. But yeah, unfortunately, I overplayed it just a hair, and my one-on-one defending was slightly questionable there. So now I'm tracking back and helping, and I put it off of the defender for a throw-in. So just making up for that defensive mistake by having a good defensive play. So my left back takes a bad touch, and I try and slide it back into him after I'm covering. He's ran ahead of the ball a little bit, so he can't quite do it that what he wants to. But luckily, our press is fantastic, actually, in the midfield, and we force them back. And, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. So this ball skips out and gets played out to me. So I'm driving forward, and I pop this into the space for my striker. You guys can't see him at all, but he takes a touch and gets tackled, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, again, camera not following the play. Similar issue all season, and that guy maybe gets fouled. So, again, too wide for the camera to see, but, yeah, I get the ball, and I pass it back to one of my aides who puts a cross in, and, yeah, I think it went out on the sideline. So my six gets the ball, good little fake pass to pass it out wide, and now I'm driving inside. I've pulled 3 players away from me. I give it to my striker, and we're going to switch that play around. Right wing back to right back. Puts a rough cross in, honestly. A little bit of a disappointing cross in the end. But my overall action was exactly what I needed to do. So I'm happy with that. So now my striker's pressuring that ball, and I'm able to win that in the middle. I'm driving inside, and I look to work that space to try and clip it into my striker. But I think when I took my initial touch inside, I took it just a little bit too heavily, and I put myself in a rough situation instead of just drawing the defender. So I need to have some better, more focused close control. So I made my run all the way from the right wing or the left wing. That's me on the ball who just took that shot. So I made a seriously long diagonal because my center mid had the ball. My striker wasn't making the right run. So I knew that's where the space is. If nobody else is going to exploit it, I'm going to. And I worked an angle for myself to shoot. It was just on the volley and from a tight angle. So didn't do, didn't have the best shot in the world, but also it's not an easy finish. So center back puts this free kick in, and we've won this ball back after a piece of defending, and this ball gets played out to me. A couple step overs, a cut inside, and I pass it to Bay, and he has a shot. I'm pretty sure that took a deflection off of our own player, but yeah, we have a corner luckily. So I put that in. Again, really good delivery. I think we actually might have gotten ahead to that this time. And FC Fredrick can counterattack though. So now this ball comes to my striker. He sort of cuts across his pass and it's behind me, but I take a positive first touch. I'm driving, and I come inside and dart that into him. And he, ends up winning the ball back in the end. He gives it to me. I pass it back to my center mid, and he clips across in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's about to right here. Yeah, he clips across in. I think we might have gotten ahead to it on the back post. But yeah. Now coming off rolling substitutions, rotation, I was a little frustrated to come off because, I had a pretty bright start. But that's how it goes. So now, again, I don't know how many times I've said that this season, but as soon as I come off, they get down at the other end, they score a goal. You can't see this go in because I don't know what our cameraman is doing again, but oh my God, it's so frustrating because the communication just falls apart as soon as Wyatt and I come off, and the midfield just sort of falls apart. I don't know what happens, and we score again at the other end to make it 1-1. Unfortunately, again, the cameraman is not following the play, and you can't see that hit the back of the net. Feel bad for Caleb there, who scored a pretty good goal. But, that's how it goes. I don't know if it's particularly difficult to follow the play, but I don't know what's up with that. It's annoying. So now we're kicking off. I'm back on the left wing, and, this ball is just sort of getting moved around. And we're putting good pressure on. My 6 wins that ball, and he plays it back to my left back. Now here's a mistake. So I'm making my run and pulling the defender, and he tries to pass that into me. It's his mistake. I don't know why he's passing it into me when I've made all that space for him to drive into. Because that was the point of the run. It wasn't to get the ball, it was to give him space. So center mid gets the ball, and this is just something that annoyed me because he took a shot from 30 yards when he has 4 options in front of him, and I'm the best of them out on the left wing. I'm in the best space. So I win this ball, and I pass it back to my 6. His touch sort of lets him down, so luckily we're able to win that back in a good spot and win a foul, so it didn't end up being bad, but yeah. So left back on the ball, again, really similar situation, and instead I just hold because I don't want him to make the same mistake, and I pass it back into my 6, and I just sort of covered for my left back. He wins a throw-in the end. I don't want to make that same mistake again, and that's a learning point. He's one of the 05s. He's a bit younger, and he just needs to learn there. So now I'm swinging in a corner. Again, that's really good delivery. Way too much pace on it for the keeper to catch that. So, he just has to get the fingertips like he did. It's really dangerous delivery. I want somebody crashing the box earlier there and taking advantage of that because, I mean, it's there to be headed. Like, yeah. So we got a free kick on the right side, and I swing this into the front post into Bay's feet, and he puts that in the top corner. Just to break that down, he had his body against the guy, good use of the body, and I saw him on the front post, so I didn't see a point in swinging it like over for somebody to head because nobody got in their heads on it. So just put it in there and got an assist. So now I'm out on the left side and just sort of random moment. I don't know if it's the dry air or what, but my nose just sort of started gushing blood, so I had to come off here for a little bit, which, that's annoying timing, especially in a college showcase match, but, yeah, I'm coming off here, and, yeah, just sort of taking care of that, and I'll come on in a second after I get that all sorted out. So back on here, my 6 has the ball. You can't see me, but I'm widest on the left wing, and I get the ball, and yeah, I give it to my center mid, and we're just recycling possession because it's really overloaded in that area. So this comes up to my left back, and now I'm going to come more central and then make my run back wide, and he tries to pass that down the line to me. He picked the right pass, but he overplayed it a lot, and I sort of went crashing into the fence. So now my centerman is fighting for this ball. I win it out wide, and then I cut inside, and I have like a really good piece of press resistance to work an angle and work those 3 players away from me to give it back to my center mid. And unluckily, his shot is poor in the end. But honestly, I should have just taken my line and put a cross in. It would have been a lot more simple. I get the ball out wide here. I try and push it into my striker, but unfortunately the pass is just a little bit behind him. It sort of hit the back of his foot instead of putting it into his stride, so that just needed a little bit more quality in that pass. So now we got another corner. We have a lot in this game. And I swing it in, and I just put it into the front post man because nobody was getting their heads to it in this game. So his pass out to me was kind of rough, so I had to make a tackle, and then I slid another cross in, and my striker won us another corner, so I'll take that. So I swing this one in, just went for the same delivery, and this time we got ahead to it finally, and it was a clearance off the line, heroic defending. So I put this one in. This one, honestly, just a bad corner. I didn't get the air on that I should have. So yeah, I think I was trying something different and just trying to vary out the techniques to see if we can get something out of these set pieces. But yeah, just a bad corner, honestly. So I'm wide on the left side. I get the ball here. And then this is another situation. I cut inside because I want to go direct. And I almost get through there. Like, I was really close to getting through and running into that space on goal because I did see it. But I should have just taken my line. I was a little worried about the crossing targets, the runs, and that's why I cut inside. But I should have just taken my line. So this gets thrown in. And my right winger does really, really well to work himself an angle to cross. He crosses it, and I flick that on for my striker. And I don't know why he's not going up to be dominant and try and impose himself, because Vance, he's an 05, but he's a big guy. Like, he can definitely impose himself and get a header away, but he doesn't there. And I don't know why he just hangs off of that and sort of lets the defender clear it. Just something for him to learn, I guess. So we're kind of pushing forward. You guys can't see what's going on right now at all, but I'm down in the corner. I'm fighting against 2 defenders, and I strike that into the near post and score a goal. Excellent finish, excellent fight for the ball. But you guys have no idea what happened because the cameraman, again, just didn't follow the play. What happened is I got a sort of overplayed pass into literally the goal line, and I saved it, and yeah, just fought with those 2 players and worked an angle for me to shoot and scored at the near post. But it's so frustrating that the cameraman's not following it. So I come off right after scoring that goal, and that center mid just decides, you know what, I'm going to do it all myself. So he runs through. This guy gets across away, and yeah, 3-2. That ball, that initial pass from the center mid out to the guy who crossed it, it went like a full yard out of bounds, and everybody saw it. And that's why everybody just stopped defending and looked like they fell asleep, because it was so obvious, and the linesman was just crap, honestly. Like, it makes me so angry. So now Wyatt sort of lands weird and sprains his ankle. So I'm going to go up top for him. And, yeah, just unfortunate for Wyatt. He missed the third game because of that. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. So I sort of, like, drifted wide, and I got the ball, and I looked to drive inside. I took it just a little bit too heavy. Again, that's happened, like, that's the third time this has happened in a game. I won a corner in the end, but I should just focus on the close control. I don't need to be so enthusiastic and try and burst in like that. I was trying to win a penalty, but, I mean, either way, it should just be more controlled. So that one I swing in low, because I realize that their front post man isn't really picking up on that, and they're always expecting that higher delivery. So I just sort of swung that one in low to see if somebody would make the front post run, and nobody did. Yeah, simple stuff. Simple stuff. Both defensively for FC Fredrick and offensively for us. It's simple stuff. Again, can't see me, but that gets hoofed up to me by the keeper, and I lay it back to Andy there, and Caleb is on the ball, cycles that wide, pop that forward. I tried to do a little scorpion flick over the head of that defender. I almost pulled it off, honestly, because that ball was behind me, so I just sort of had to improvise. If I had done that, it would have been absolutely filthy. But, you know, that's how it goes. Andy passes that into me. I take a really, really positive first touch, and then I'm running at my man. You can't see me. I don't know what my cameraman is doing. I put a step over in, took my line, and won a corner. But that was a really good piece of play, too, and the cameraman missed it, and I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why this is so difficult for him. But, yeah, another corner. And this one, I told Caleb there, who heads the ball, to hang back, because the deliveries just weren't working. It didn't matter what area I put it in. Nobody was getting to it. So this one I clipped to the top of the box. He put it into the area. We ended up winning another corner, but that one looked a little bit better, and I liked what he did with that. So this one, I swing in, and, yeah, like that one just wasn't a good delivery, in all honesty. And I sort of had to fight for that. I win that there, and then I'm cutting inside. I 100% get fouled, and, yeah, ref blind, as always. And, yeah, so frustrating. But that is my final touch of the game. All in all, a really good game from my perspective. Some frustrating team play, some frustrating passing, and awful refereeing, and also the camera work was, you know, like, I'm thankful to have it and everything. I'm grateful to have somebody filming the games, but that needs to improve. So, yeah, obviously it's a little bit frustrating, but that was a really good game from my perspective. I created several chances. I got a goal and an assist, and, you know, I showed what I could do in that game. So I am happy with that, and that is the main positive to take away from this. So, guys, all I have left to say is please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you next time. Peace, guys.